Yes, sir.
Tell
Can you
me.
even forward the PDF of the problems?
PDF, whatever I taught yesterday, right? Today I'll
Yes,
share
sir.
the all problems, PDF, PDF notes.
Okay, okay, sure. Thank you, sir.
Whatever problems I'm having, I'll share all the details in the Google Classroom. Okay. You see, guys, this is the problem. Are you able to see the screen? Anyone of can you tell me? Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll start the problem. So such kind of problem, you see, suppose you understand this kind of problem, no, you can same kind of problem you are having in module 5. Okay, ideal gas and real gas, whatever ideal gas is there, no, it's related to your module 2 and module 3. Okay, it's almost similar. Whatever derivation you have done, same thing you are going to learn in module 5. That's why you try to understand this first law of thermodynamics and second law of thermodynamics. Okay, you see this problem, you see, during polytropic expansion of 1 kg of air at the pressure reduces from 8 bar to 1 bar pressure. Okay, we know that during expansion process the pressure decreases. Here the pressure is going to decrease from 8 bar to 1 bar. P1 is 8 bar and P2 is 1 bar, and mass of the gas is 1 kg. Okay, the temperature of air is 350 Kelvin. Okay, determine the specific volume and temperature after expansion. Means you have to find out V2 and T2, the specific volume. Okay, so already you know what do you mean by specific volume. Anyone can you tell what is the difference between volume and specific volume? Anyone?
So specific volume is the volume occupied by unit mass of the substance.
Correct. Okay. We have to find out volume and temperature after expansion. Okay. And the change in internal energy, work done, heat interaction, and increase in the entropy. See, this is the one problem which includes everything. You have to find out the final condition of volume and temperature. You have to find out internal energy, work done, heat interaction, and also the entropy. See, this is a problem. So combined with module 2 and module 3. Okay. Given R is the gas constant given as 287 joules per kg Kelvin. Gamma is 1.4 and the polytropic index N as 1.2. Okay, so first you have to analyze the problem and after that you have to write the given data. What are the given data? M is 1 kg, P1 is 8 bar, T2 is 1 bar, temperature T is 350 Kelvin. Okay, don't think that it is constant temperature process, means it is temperature is varying during polytropic process. T1 is given 350 Kelvin. You have to find out V2 and T2, change in internal energy, work done. Okay, first we have to find, but initial volume is not given. Okay, so first we have to find out initial volume by using the formula. See, from ideal gas equation is the most important equation. We are going to use PV equals to MRT. P1 is given, V1 we don't know, M is given, R is given, T1 is given. So by knowing all the things, we can calculate the V1. Okay, V1 is initial volume. Initial volume V1 is RT1 divided by P1. R is 287 joules per kg Kelvin. Temperature T1 is 350 Kelvin and divided by P1 is 8 bar. You remember, don't put 8 as it is. You have to convert bar into Pascal or bar into Newton per meter square. 1 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square equals to 1 bar. Okay, that's why I'm telling you every time. Okay, you have to substitute the values properly. Suppose you make something mistakes, you will not get the correct answer. Okay, be careful in writing the units. Okay, 287 joules per kg Kelvin, 350 Kelvin divided by P1 is 8 bar, 8 into 10 to the power of 5. Okay, after simplification, we'll get the volume V1 as 0.12 55 meter cube per kg. We got V1. Okay, and already studied a polytropic process. Follow the law PV raised to n equals to constant. Suppose you take the process between two states, we are going to write the equation as P1 V1 to the power of n equals to P2 to the power of n. Okay. We found out V1. P1 is given. P2 is given. That is 1 bar, and we have to find out V2. That is the volume after expansion is V2. So for that purpose, you have to apply the equation P1 V1 to the power of n equals to P2 V to the power of n, or P1 by P2 equals to V2 by V1 to the power of n. Okay, now, so you have to make the equation simple. What you are going to do, just you divide the power by n. Okay, so P1 to the power of P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by n equals to V2 by V1 to the power of n by n. Okay, so in order to make the equation simple, just you divide the power on both sides by n. Okay, P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by n equals to V2 by V1 to the power of n by n. N by n is nothing but 1. Okay, so we'll get V2 by V1 as P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by n. And here we have to find out V2. V2 equals to V1. V1 we found out as 0.1255. P1 is nothing but 8 bar for initial pressure. P2 is final pressure 1 bar. So substitute all the values to the power of 1 divided by 1.2. Okay, so after simplification, so you'll get the V2 as 0.709 meter cube per kg. So students, here in this problem, n value is given. If n value is not given, what you are going to do? Can you tell me, anyone? In this problem, n is given. That is 1.2. Sometimes they won't give n. What you are going to do? Anybody? Which one were? Tell me. How we are going to find out n? Anybody? Okay, fine. This problem n is given. Okay, sometimes they won't give n. You have to calculate n. What you are going to do? Anyone? That's why I said you have to remember all the formula. Suppose you're not using the formula, you're not able to proceed the problem only. Okay. How you are going to find out the value of index n? Anybody? Anyone? Just you recall and tell me. Already I derived the expression for n in first law of thermodynamics. I think anybody? How you are going to find out the value of n? Anybody? So gamma is Cp by Cv, right? That is, you are using Cp by Cv, you are finding out gamma as 1.4. Otherwise, you are assuming the gamma. But polytropic index n, in this problem, n is given. Most of the time, n they won't give. Okay, so how we are going to find out n? Okay, remember this formula. I'll dictate once again. The value of n is given by ln P2 by P1 divided by ln P1 by V2. Okay, remember this formula. So the index n is given by ln of P2 by P1 divided by ln of V1 by V2. Okay, ln P2 by P1 divided by ln V1 by V2. By knowing the values of P1, P2, V1, V2, you can calculate the value of n. Okay, you remember. So this equation is most useful in solving the problem. I'll repeat once again. The index n is given by ln P2 by P1 divided by ln of V1 by V2. But you should know V1, V2, P1, P2. Then only you can calculate the value of n. Okay, and here, so after substituting the value, you'll get the value of V2 as 0.709 meter cube per kg. Okay, you remember. So this is the expansion process. So initial volume is less and final volume is more. During expansion process, the pressure and temperature decreases and volume increases. And in case of compression process, it is opposite to that of expansion process. The pressure and temperature increases. In compression process, volume decreases. But in case of expansion process, the pressure and temperature decreases, volume increases. Suppose you are getting less volume, It is wrong. So that's after calculating the value, you have to compare the value. Okay, then only it is correct. Okay, so here you see V1 we are getting 0.12 and V2 we are getting 0.7. Means that will be increase in the volume. So it is correct. During expansion process, the volume increases. Okay, and one more formula you should remember. Okay, how to find out the value of T2. Okay, we can use, okay, T1 we know, but we don't know T2. You can apply the same equation, that is P2 V2 equals to MRT2. It's a very simple equation. So for finding out the V1, we used P1 V1 equals to MRT1. So for finding out T2 also, if we found out V2. Next, our aim is to find out the value of T2. PV equals to MRT. So these are the basic equation you have to remember to find out the value. P2 V2 equals to MRT2. Okay. So we know P2 value as 1 bar. V2 we calculated just now 0.7 meter cube per kg. M is mass of the gas is given 1 kg. R is given the gas constant and temperature T2 we have to find out. T2 equals to P2 V2 divided by MR. P2 is 1 bar. You put it in Newton per meter square or Pascal into V2. V2 is 0.709 divided by MR. M is 1 kg and R is 287 joules per kg Kelvin. Okay. And one more thing, suppose you are going to express in kilo, that is also correct. But here we are going to express in joule. That's why we have to mention it as 287. So after calculating, we are getting T2 as 247. You see, as I said, during expansion process, temperature decrease. Initial temperature is 350 Kelvin. So final temperature will be less than that of initial temperature. Okay. So we are getting the value of T2 as 247 Kelvin. Okay, so it is less than that of 348 Kelvin. Okay, this is the first part over. Next, how to find out change in internal energy. Okay, as I said, change in internal energy for whatever process it is, you have to remember this formula CV into dt. Like that, enthalpy is given by Cp into dt. Whatever process it is, the change in internal energy is given by Cv into dt, where Cv is your specific heat at constant volume, and dt is your the change in temperature, that is final temperature minus initial temperature. Okay, and Cv is, we are putting it as R divided by gamma minus 1. Okay, can you tell anyone how you got this value? Cv equals to R.
Yes, CV, Cp minus Cv is equal to R.
Good.
And gamma is equal to Cp by Cv. So
Good.
if we divide that equation, Cp minus Cv is equal to R by Cv, we will get R by Cv is equal to Cp by Cv minus 1. So
Good.
R is we can calculate Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1.
Good. That's why you should remember all the equation. Okay, Cv is equals to R divided by gamma minus 1. I'll tell how you are getting this R divided by gamma minus 1. You remember R equals to Cp minus Cv. Divide throughout by Cv. R divided by Cv equals to Cp by Cv minus Cv by Cv. So R divided by Cv equals to gamma minus 1. So Cv equals to R divided by gamma minus 1. Like that you are getting. Okay. So that's means Cv means they have not given the value of C. Suppose if they are given the value of Cv, you can directly put that value. But in this problem, they are not given the Cv value. You have to put it in the equivalent units, that is R divided by gamma minus 1. Okay, and one more thing, gamma is Cp by Cv. Anyhow, you assume it as 1.4. Okay, this is standard gas is air. For all the standard gas, you have to take the value of gamma as 1.4. Okay, suppose if it is less than 1.4, it is nothing but your polytropic index. So 287 divided by 1.4 minus 1 into T2 minus 10. You remember this is final temperature minus initial temperature. Don't take T1 minus T2. You have to take whatever it is, dt or du or dp. Always you have to take final condition minus initial condition. Okay. So final temperature is 247.48 minus initial temperature is minus 350. Okay. And after substitution, you are getting the negative value. Okay, don't worry, negative value indicates that there will be a decrease in the internal energy. Suppose if it is positive value, you are going to take it as increase in the internal energy. Okay, so du is minus 73,000.
Increase in internal energy.
Internal energy. What? Any doubt? Any doubts in this one? So du you are getting minus. Minus means you may get positive or negative. Okay, minus means what? It is decrease in the internal energy. Okay, minus 73.55 kilojoules per kg. Okay. This is the change in internal energy. Next part, we are going to calculate what is the work done during a polytropic process. Already we derived the expression for a polytropic process. It is given by P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by N minus 1. Okay. And equivalent formula for this one is R into P1 minus P2 divided by N minus 1. Okay. R is given 287. Otherwise, you can put, we know all the values P1 V1 minus P2 V2 also you can put it, or you can use this formula also, but you'll get the same answer. So according to your this requirement, you can either use first equation or second equation. Both equations are correct, and in both the equation you are getting the same answer. Okay. So here R into T1 minus T2 divided by N minus 1. Okay. R is 287. T1 is 350 Kelvin minus T2 is 247.48, and the N value, that is polytropic index, is given in the problem as 1.2 minus 1. So you'll get W1 to 2. As I said, W is path function. So you have to represent W like this. W1 to 2 means that W work done starts from initial state point 1 and reaches state point 2. Okay. And after substitution, you'll get 147.116 kilojoules per kg. Okay, this is the work done. This part is over. We found out V2, we found out T2, we found out change in internal energy work done. And next we are going to find out the heat interaction. Heat interaction is okay. I derived this equation. Okay, in first law of thermodynamics, dq equals to gamma minus 1 divided by gamma minus 1 into work done. This is the expression for the heat transfer during polytropic process. Okay, I derived the heat transfer process for all the this one, like isothermal, constant volume process, constant pressure process, like that. The heat transfer during polytropic process is given by, you remember this formula, gamma minus n divided by gamma minus 1 into work done. Okay, gamma minus n is, gamma is anyhow 1.4 minus n is 1.2 divided by 1.4 minus 1 into work done. Work done just now we found out it as 147.116. So Q, the heat transfer during polytropic expansion, is given by 73.55 kilojoules per kg. Anybody, one more alternate formula is there to find out heat transfer. Anyone, can you tell me which one we are going to find out? One more is there. What is another formula? So you can use this formula. We are having one more formula to find out heat transfer. What is that equation? Anyone? Okay. You see, we studied first law of thermodynamics. That is Q equals to delta U plus W. That equation also you can use to find out the heat transfer. Either you can use this equation or first law of thermodynamics, delta U plus W. Delta is nothing but what?
U2 minus U1 plus W, sir. U2 minus U1 plus work done.
Correct. That also correct. But du we found out, no, it's the minus 73.55 plus 147.116. You get 73.5 only. That's why you should use the alternate formula also. Suppose you're not able to remember this equation directly, you can go to the first law of thermodynamics. Just use the du plus W. That is, du is minus 73.55 and W is 147.116. So you'll get dq as 73.55. Okay, or you can use gamma minus n divided by gamma minus 1 into work done. So in the both the cases you'll get the same answer. Okay, and see alternate value they are given. Okay, so this is either you can use this formula or you can use this formula. In both the cases you are getting exactly same answer, 73.55 73.56. And next, last part is most important thing. We have to find out change in entropy. I derived the expression for change in entropy during polytropic process in terms of pressure and volume, in terms of pressure and temperature, and in terms of volume and temperature. So whatever, you can use any one of the equation, either T and T or P and V or T and V. In all the cases, you'll get the same answer. But you have to remember that standard equation. Okay, here in this problem, we are going to use the change in entropy during polytropic process given by in terms of T and V. Okay, so what I am suggesting is you can use the another formula. We are having three sets of formula. One is in terms of P and V. You use that formula, try to get, okay, whether you are getting the same answer or not. Okay, you try another formula, and that is P and T. So you are getting same answer or not, just to check it out. Okay, but in this problem, we are using T and V. Okay, T and V is given by this is a change in entropy during a polytropic expansion process given by Cv into Ln of T2 by T1 plus R Ln V2 by V1. Okay, so it is in terms of temperature and volume. Okay, and Cv, as we know that Cv equals to R divided by gamma minus 1. First you have to find out the value of Cv. Cv as R divided by gamma minus 1. R is given in the problem, 287, and sometimes they won't give R. You have to remember that standard formula. I'm telling you, you have to remember certain value. Okay, one is Cp is 1.005 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, Cv is 0.718 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, and R equals to Cp minus Cv, that is nothing but 0.287 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Gamma is 1.4, like that. 3 to 4 values you should remember. Suppose they want to, you have to assume and you have to complete the problem. Okay, R divided by gamma minus 1. R anyhow it is given in the problem, 287 divided by 1.4 minus 1. So you'll get Cv as 717.5 joules per kg Kelvin. You have to substitute this value in the standard equation. Cv is 717.5, Ln of T2 is, and one more thing, you have to put in the Kelvin. Suppose if they are giving in degrees Celsius, better you have to convert in Kelvin, then only you'll get the correct answer. Okay, temperature, absolute temperature scale is going to express in Kelvin. That's why you have to put all the units in Kelvin. Okay, don't take in degrees Celsius. Suppose you are taking the degrees Celsius, there will be a variation in the result. That's why, not to get the accurate result, always you have to express temperature in Kelvin. Okay, 717.5 Ln 247.48 divided by 350, so plus 287 Ln V2. Anyhow, we calculated V2 and V1. We found out after substitution, you'll get the value of change in entropy as 248.27 joules per kg Kelvin, and in terms of kilojoules, just divided by 1000, you'll get 0.248 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Okay, so this is one of the most important problems. See, you are calculating everything in this problem. Okay, so all you are going to find out what is the volume, what is the temperature, what is the pressure, and what is the change in internal energy, what is work done, heat interaction, increase in entropy. Okay, everything you are going to find out in one problem. Such kind of problem carry 10 marks. Okay, and try to solve such kind of problems. So practice it. Okay, such kind of problem will get in the examination. Okay. Okay, next, what I'm going to do is, it is another important problem. Okay, so you see problem number, it is mentioned as 24. Okay, so this is one of the important problem. In a closed system, the air is at a pressure of 1 bar, temperature of 300 Kelvin, and volume of 0.025 meter cube. Okay, pressure is P1 is given 1 bar, temperature T1 is given 300 Kelvin, and volume V1 is given 0.025 meter cube. Okay, the system executes the following process during the completion of a thermodynamic cycle. As I said, thermodynamic cycle is the one where the initial and final states are identical. It starts from one point, initial point, it undergoes sequence of operation, and finally it reaches to the original condition. That is called as a cycle. Okay, cycle is a process where the initial and final conditions are identical. On the other hand, a thermodynamic process is one in which the initial state and final states are different. Okay, that is the difference between thermodynamic process and thermodynamic cycle. Okay, and they have given three process. 1 to 2 is constant volume process where the heat addition takes place till the pressure reaches 3.8 bar. Okay, the starting pressure is given 1 bar, and process 1 to 2 is constant volume process where the heat addition takes place and pressure increases by 3.8 bar. Okay, next 2 to 3 is constant pressure, cooling of air. Okay, first process is 1 to 2 is constant volume, and then 2 to 3 is constant pressure, and finally 3 to 1 is isothermal heating to initial state. Okay, these are the three processes. One is constant volume, second constant pressure, and third one is isothermal process. Determine the change in entropy in each process. Take CV value as 0.718 kilojoules per kg Kelvin and R value as 287 joules per kg Kelvin. So these are the given data. We have to find out the change in entropy for individual process. Okay, such kind of process, first I'll explain how you are going to write the PV diagram and TS diagram. What you are seeing on the screen are these are the two most important diagrams. Okay, so once you analyze the diagram, then only you can solve the problem. Okay, you studied PV diagram in module 1 and TS diagram in module 3, that is entropy. That's why I said writing the TS diagram and PV diagram are most important. So in applied thermodynamics also, throughout the subject you are having the PV diagram and TS diagram. Okay, now okay, first I'm explaining the PV diagram. Okay, PV diagram you see. So 1 to 2. Okay, 1 to 2 is what? Constant volume process where pressure is increasing. That's why you have to take from bottom to top. Don't take from top to bottom. That is the arrow mark is also most important. Okay, so don't start from top to bottom. You have to start from bottom to top, because you see in the condition what they have given, the pressure is increases from 1 bar to 3.8 bar. So first you analyze PV diagram. After that I'll explain the TS diagram, how you are going to draw the TS diagram. Okay, first PV diagram start from point 1 2 and then you write the 2 point. This is a constant volume process or isochoric process where pressure increases from 1 bar to 3.8 bar. Okay, this is a process 1 to 2. Next process 2 to 3 is your constant pressure cooling of the air. Okay, cooling means you have to take in this way. Okay, cooling process. And here suppose if it is the heating process, means you have to take in the forward direction, and it is a cooling means that is your compression process. Okay, you have to take like this in the reverse direction. Okay, 2 to 3 is your constant pressure process, and process 2 to 3 is our isothermal heating. Okay, isothermal heating is nothing but your expansion process. You have to join from 3 to 1 by a curve, that is T equals to constant. This is how to draw the PV diagram. Any doubt in PV diagram? That's why in a cyclic process you have to draw the PV diagram. Okay, suppose you make something mistake like arrow mark, will not get the correct answer. That's why be careful in writing the PV diagram. Okay, first 1 to 2 constant pressure process, sorry, constant volume process where pressure increases. 2 to 3 is constant volume cooling process. That's why you have to take from right to left. Don't take in the reverse direction. You have to take from right to left, because it is a cooling in the reverse direction. Okay, and then finally 3 to 1 is your the isothermal expansion process. T equals to C. Okay, this is how to draw PV diagram. Any doubt in PV diagram? Cycle process, and cycle means it starts from 1 and ends at point 1 only. That's why it's called a cyclic process. Okay. Now I'll explain how to draw your TS diagram. You see the first diagram. Okay. That's why so better you practice what is the nature of PV diagram and TS diagram for all the 5 process. So you take one piece of paper and you have to practice totally 10 diagrams, PV diagrams for 5 process and TS diagram for 5 process. Okay. 1 to 2 is your constant volume process. Okay. So I said this kind of nature you will get in TS diagram. See what I'm explaining is TS, not PV. Okay. TS diagram 1 to 2 is your constant volume process. Okay, this is your the expansion process. Next, 2 to 3 is cooling. So cooling means what? Temperature decreases. You see, like that, you have to draw the curve. Okay, and the volume of the curve, constant volume curve, and it is a constant pressure curve. It temperature decreases during process 2 to 3. That is constant pressure process. Okay, the nature of curve is same, only the deviation. There will be more deviation in case of constant pressure process. Okay. Then 3 to 1 is your constant temperature process. Anyhow, in case of TS diagram, temperature remains constant. Just you join 3 to 1. So this is how to draw the PV diagram and TS diagram. So all of you have to understand how to draw the PV diagram and TS diagram. Okay, so suppose if there is a 10 marks for this problem, they'll give 4 marks for this drawing the PV diagram and TS diagram only. That's why try to understand these diagrams. Okay, I'll repeat once again. This TS diagram, process 1 to 2 is your the constant volume process. In the PV diagram, you are getting constant line, and in TS diagram, you are getting the curve like this. Okay. Next, 2 to 3 is your constant pressure process. It is a cooling. You have to take in the reverse direction, and here also you have to draw down. Okay, from top to bottom, 2, 3 to 1. Okay. Next, 3 to 1 in PV diagram, you have to draw the parabolic curve, and in case of TS diagram, just you join from 3 to 1 by means of a horizontal straight line. So this is how to draw a PV diagram and TS diagram. Okay. So after solving this one, we'll solve the problem. Okay. So majorly, you have to understand PV diagram and TS diagram. Okay. Here, in the previous problem, mass of the gas is given as 1 kg. But in this problem, mass is not given. So you have to find out the mass. How we are going to find out the mass? By using the formula. PV equals to MRT. So M equals to PV by RT, or P1 V1 divided by RT1. So P1 is given what? 1 bar. 1 bar is 1 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal into V1 is 0.025 divided by R. R is 287 into T1 is 300. Okay, so by using the formula, you can find out the value of M.
So PV is equal to MRT.
Correct.
PV is equal to MRT.
In the previous problem, M is given as 1 kg, but in this problem, mass of the gas is not given, right? Just for that purpose, just use the equation P1 equals to MR. This is a general gas equation, ideal gas equation. So all the conditions are given. By knowing the condition, you have to find out the value of M. Okay, M is P1 V1 divided by RT1. P1 is 1 bar, 1 into 10 to the power. And one more thing, don't put 1 itself. You have to convert in Pascal or in Newton per meter square. That's why you have to multiply by 10 to the power of 5. I am telling, suppose you are not doing this one, you'll get the wrong answer. Okay, that's why be careful in substituting the values. Okay, 1 into 10 to the power of 5 into 0.025. Okay, 0.025 is given in the problem, and R is also given, that is 287, and T1 is given 300 Kelvin. And one more thing, suppose if they are giving in degrees Celsius, T1 is 300 Kelvin. So after calculating, you are getting the mass as 0.029 kilograms. Okay. Next, once you know M, okay, next important thing, okay. We have to find out the temperature T2. You can use P2 V2 equals to MRT2. Okay, or you can use this process. Okay, you see there are 3 processes. we know P1, V1 and T1. We don't know T2. Okay. So you consider process 1 to 2, that is constant volume process. You apply this formula. That is P2 V2 divided by P1 V1 equals to MR T2 divided by MR T1. Okay. So here anyhow V1 and V2 gets cancelled because it is a constant volume process, and T2 we don't know. We know T2, we know P1 and we know T1. By using this formula, you can find out. It's very simple process, very simple equation. Just you apply the ideal gas equation, that is P2 V2 equals to MRT2 divided by P1 V1 equals to MRT1. Just you use the equation, cancel the term V1 and V2, cancel MR. So only left out is P2 by P1 equals to T2 by T1. So T2 equals to T1 into P2 by P1. T1 is given 300 Kelvin and P2 is given 3.8 bar divided by 1 bar. Okay, so after doing this one, you're getting T2 as 1140 Kelvin. And one more thing you remember. So this is the expansion. This is what heat addition process. Heat addition process means the temperature increases. Okay, so heat addition, volume remains constant, and the change in entropy. That's why I said you have to remember what is the equation for change in entropy during constant volume process. Okay, I derived this all expressions. So remember that equation, S2 minus S1 equals to mCV into ln T2 by T1. This is the expression for the change in entropy during constant volume process. Can you tell what is the change in entropy during constant pressure process? Anyone? Do you remember the equation? Anybody? I derived the expression, that's why I have to go through the derivations. Anybody? What is the equation for change in entropy for constant pressure process? Okay, next we are coming to process 2 to 3. Anyone? What is the equation? Okay, remember. So this is the change in entropy for constant volume process. For constant pressure process, just you change Cp. Okay, instead of Cv, you have to take Cp. So in constant volume, you have to use Cv, and in case of constant pressure process, you have to take it as Cp. That is mCp into ln T2 by T1. Okay, this is what I'm explaining for constant volume process. This is mCv ln T2 by T1. Okay, m we found out using this equation. We are getting m as 0.029 and Cv is 0.718 given in the problem. Cv 0.718 is given directly, and the ln T2 we found out using P2 V2 equals to MR T2. Okay, 1140 divided by 300. You are getting 0.02779 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. This is a change in entropy during a constant volume process. Okay. And next, we have to find out what is the change in entropy during the constant volume pressure process. That is process 2 to 3. Okay. Same equation you are going to use, but only you have to change. Instead of Cv, you have to put it as Cp. Okay, mCp ln. Don't take T2 by T1. You have to take T3 by T2. So change in entropy during constant pressure process given by mCp ln T3 by T2. That is final temperature divided by initial temperature. Okay, so S3 minus S2. In that case, don't put S2 minus S1 because already it is for process 1 to 2 is integration of ds between the limits 1 to 2, and for the process 2 to 3 is integration of ds between the limits 2 to 3. So you can write S3 minus S2 equals to mCp into ln T3 by T2. But Cp we don't know. But what we know, CV and C are given in the problem. Remember, R equals to CP minus CV. So CP equals to CV plus R. Whatever data is given in the problem, you have to use those data and you have to find out the final result. Okay, CP is not given, so you have to find out CP as CV plus R. Okay, ln T3 by T2. Okay. Now, so M is we found out 0.029 kg, CV is 0.718 given in the problem, R is 0.287, and ln T3 by T2. T3 we don't know. Okay, T3 means what? T3 and T1 are same because it is an isothermal process. Like that, you have to analyze. T3 and T1 are same. Okay, so T3 and T1 are same. That's something, but T3 is 300 Kelvin. T1 and T3 are same, and divided by T2. T2 is 1140 Kelvin. So you can find out S3 minus S2 as minus point. You'll get answer in negative. That is negative magnitude 0.0389. Negative indicates that there will be a decrease in the entropy. Okay, so S3 minus S2 equals to minus 0.0389. This is the change in entropy, negative answer. This is the second case. Third process is your isothermal process. Okay, so isothermal process. Okay, isothermal process. I derived the expression. Okay, so just go through the equation. For isothermal process 3 to 1, this is the standard equation. That is MR ln P3 by P1. Okay, you go through the derivation. What is just find out the expression for change in entropy during isothermal process. S1 minus S3. Don't put S3 minus S1 because we are taking from 3 to 1. Here final state is 1 and initial state is 3. Okay, integration of ds between the limits 3 to 1 is S1 minus S3. You have to write like this only. Don't write S3 minus S1. MR ln P3 by P1. Okay, so we know all the values. M is 0.029 and R is 0.287. ln P3 is 3.8 bar and P1 is 1 bar. Okay, P3 is 3.8 bar. Okay, here it is given the constant volume heat addition till pressure reaches 3.8 bar. Okay, so it is you see from the diagram it is clear that P2 and P3 are same. Okay, P2 is 3.8 bar. It is nothing but P3 because it is constant pressure process. T1 and T3 are same because isothermal process. And V1 and V2 are same. V1 equals to V2, P2 equals to P3, and T1 equals to T3. So for the process 3 to 1, P3 equals to P2 equals to 3.8 bar. So S1 minus S3 equals to MR ln into P3 by P1. Okay, so M is 0.029 into 0.287 ln 3.8 divided by 1. So you'll get the answer as S1 minus S3 equals to 0.019. Okay. Sometimes they'll give total entropy. Total entropy means you have to add all the things. Okay, how you are finding out the net work done. Like that, in some problems they may ask net change in entropy. Net change in entropy is nothing but, so you have to add all 0.027 minus 0.038 plus 0.11, like that you can add and you'll get the net change in entropy. Okay. This problem, any doubts? Any doubts, guys, in this problem? The whatever problem I did, the most important problem to find out change in entropy during various process. Any doubt? Any doubts? If you are having any doubts, ask me. I'll clear the doubts. Okay, but you should understand the concepts Purti, any doubt? Spurti. Okay, I'll do one more problem. Okay, this problem. You'll see this problem. 0.8 kilogram of air at a pressure of 1 bar and temperature of 310 Kelvin is contained in a piston cylinder machine. The work done on the air is to compress it is 12 kg and pressure and temperature of air changes as 2.8 bar and 320 Kelvin. If the system exceeds heat only with the reservoir maintained at 310 Kelvin, determine change in entropy. Change in entropy of reservoir and change in heat transfer from the air. Okay, so this is the given data. So you have to take the general equation for entropy change. Okay, because in this problem they are not given there is constant volume, constant pressure. That's why I say, so we derived the expression for change in entropy during polytropic and general, both are same. Okay, you can use for general process and for polytropic process, these are the equation. You can use this equation as S2 minus S1 equals to MCP into log E T2 by T1 plus MR log E or ln P1 by P2. So whatever data is given, you have to write that data. T2 and T1 you are going to express in terms of T and P. Okay, M is given 0.8 kg, CP is 1.005 given in the problem, log E, and final temperature 320 Kelvin. Then the initial temperature is 310 Kelvin plus 0.8. R is given 0.287 and log E P1 divided by P2 is 1 bar to 2.8 bar. So just to substitute all the values, but be careful. So whatever data is there, T1, T2, P1, P2, that's why you have to use another equation. Suppose V1 and V2 are given in the problem, you have to use that equation. Suppose P and T, V and T, like that, according to the data, you have to use the equation. Okay, so S2 minus S1 equals to MCP ln T2 by T1 plus MR ln P1 by P2. So you'll get S2 minus S1 as minus of 0.2108 kilojoules per Kelvin. Now, how to find out du? As I said, this is a standard equation for all the process, general process, any process. You have to use du as mCv delta T. And CV, how you are getting? CV is Cp minus R, because R equals to Cp minus Cv. So Cv equals to Cp minus R into dt. dt is T2 minus T1. M is 0.8 kg. Cp is given 1.005. R is 0.287. And final temperature 320. Initial temperature is 310. So by knowing this one, we can find out the du. Okay, once you know du, you can use the first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics is what? So dq equals to du plus dw. Okay, but here why you are using the minus sign? Work done on the system, that's why you have to use minus. Otherwise you can use it as positive sign. dq equals to du plus dw. So you be careful, you should use it is minus 10. Why minus 10? Means work is done, you see, the work done on the air. That's why each and every statement play a very important role in thermodynamics. So you have to use a sign. Suppose plus and minus, if you make mistake, you will not get the correct answer. So 5.7 minus 10 you get minus 4.256 kilojoules is amount of heat transfer. Next, entropy change for reservoir. Just use dq by t. dq is what? 4.256 divided by temperature T1 is 310. Don't take final temperature, you have to take initial temperature. You have to find out the change in entropy for reservoir is 0.0137. And the net entropy change. What is the net entropy change? Whatever the change in entropy of air, what we found out, and the change in entropy for the reservoir, just you add, that is minus 0.2108 plus 0.0137. Once again, you'll get it as negative answer. Net entropy means what? So whatever the entropy change occurring in the air and whatever the change in entropy takes place in the reservoir, just you sum up, that is minus 0.2108 plus 0.0137. You get minus 0.1971. So once again, I'm getting the negative sign. Negative sign indicates that there will be a decrease in the entropy. Okay. So negative entropy change, it is. So like that, you can solve the problem. Okay. So try to concentrate on the problem. Okay, try to solve more number of the problems. Okay, so in second law of thermodynamics and entropy, definitely they'll ask the problems. Okay, so suppose you're having 20 marks question, is 10 marks for problem and 10 marks for your derivation or theorem, whatever it is. Okay? That's why concentrate more on numerical problems. Try to solve. It will be helpful for your not only for your exam point of view and also for your competitive examination like GATE and all things. Okay. Hope you understood the concept. Okay, so those are not entered USN in the chat box. You have to enter after. Suppose if I stop the recording now, it's not able to view the your USN. That's why you have to enter your USN now only. Okay, without fail. So for the attendance purpose, don't forget to mention your USN. So I'll stop the recording now.